You know what? Nah, screw this. Cut the music. Baltimore doesn't get a hype video after choking a third double-digit lead. 3-3 on the season. Can't believe it. We should be 6-0. Anyway, let's just get into this game. All right. Divisional game. Ravens, Browns. Cleveland's coming to Baltimore. Should be interesting. I believe Cleveland is 1-0 in the division because they did beat, Pittsburgh. They beat Pittsburgh, and they haven't had they haven't faced off against Cincinnati. I don't think so. No, they haven't. So we faced off against Cincinnati. So we're 1-0 in the division. They're 1-0 in the division. Winner of this is going to obviously be first place in the AFC North. Not sure if that means much right now based on how the AFC North has performed so far, but it is what it is. Anyway, this should be an interesting game, just like every week. Last few games, I said it was going to be a close game. I'm not moving past that because I'm not sure Baltimore can hold on to a lead. They have to prove themselves, so we'll see what happens. Not going to waste too much time. Moving forward, I'm just going to give you my keys of the game, what I think is going to happen, and my final prediction. I don't want to go into a whole spiel, so let's just get into it. All right, in order for Baltimore to win this, here are the keys of the game. Number 1, this team must execute offensively and defensively in the fourth quarter. I cannot believe I have to say this, but Baltimore has been one of the worst teams in the fourth quarter. Our defense has given up 9 touchdowns in the fourth quarter this season. Lamar Jackson has thrown 4 of his 6 interceptions in the fourth quarter. We got to be better than that. We got to be better than that. We're not finishing drives. We're not executing. Defense is coming out there tired. They're giving up points in the most crucial moments of the game. We got to execute better, and this team needs to learn to finish. They have to finish, but they're not doing that right now. If they want to win this game against the Browns, they're going to have to finish. They better learn how to do that quick. So that's my first key to the game. Offense and defense both need to show up. They need to show up in the fourth quarter specifically. Show up throughout the entire game, which they have been doing for 3 quarters. But the fourth quarter specifically, they have to execute better. What they're doing right now is not enough and it's costing them games. Execute in the fourth quarter. Number 2, do not turn the ball over. For the love of God, do not turn the ball over. Please, do not turn the ball over. With the way our offense has looked the last couple weeks, we can't afford to be turning the football over. Until they figure out what they want to be as an offense, until they're in sync, until they get it together, this offense has to play safe football. Do not put the ball at risk. Execute smart plays and do not turn the ball over. That's what you need to do. That's your second key to the game. Number 3, we got to force turnovers. I am very keen on turnovers this week because Baltimore has been executing on a lot of things, but what's been killing them is the turnovers. Defense wasn't able to get a turnover in a crucial situation last week, so they couldn't save us when we needed it. And offense was moving the ball. They were moving the ball effectively against the Giants, but they weren't finishing drives, and ultimately the 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter cost us. So they can't turn the ball over, and they must force turnovers. They need to. They've been doing that early in the season. We need them to get back to forcing turnovers, especially in the second half, because we need that. So that's my third key to the game. Number 4. We got to stop the run. You know who you're dealing with when it comes to Cleveland. We know who we're dealing with. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Stop the run. That's their offense. Cleveland's offense is dictated by the run game. Jacoby Brissett's doing a great job in managing the offense and managing the pass game. And that offense has been doing great. Stefanski's been doing well in managing, the play calling and everything. They're doing well offensively in terms of not putting the ball at risk consistently. And that's what Jacoby Brissett does. He doesn't put the ball at risk a lot. And it's not like they're throwing the ball down the field. They're running the football and just making smart plays and just executing the offense. So if we want to win this game, we must slow down and ultimately stop the run game. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, stop them. You stop them, you're beating Cleveland. It comes down to that. 4th key to the game. All right. Now number 5, your 5th key of the game. We got to see something happen in this pass game, man. The passing game has been very lackluster the last couple of weeks. We're not executing on plays. Now, Bateman practiced this week, or at least he was at practice today, so that should help, getting him back. Also, the Ravens, they got Deshaun Jackson, and I don't know if he's going to play in this game, but he might. I just don't know. It's just with the weapons you have, with Duvernay and Demarcus Robinson and Tylan Wallace and James Prochet and maybe Rashad Bateman coming back, you got to find a way to execute. Obviously, we got Isaiah Likely involved a little last week. I want to see him get involved a little bit more. Mark Andrews is still Mark Andrews, but so we know what he's going to bring to the table. But, with this receiving core, we have to be able to execute. Normally, I would say one of the keys of the game is to run the football, but Baltimore is starting to get it together when it comes to running the ball. Kenyon Drake was fantastic last week. Seems like he's finally got his legs, or maybe he's finally starting to adjust to what Baltimore's running here. So Kenyon Drake looked awesome last week. I hope he builds on that momentum. J.K. Dobbins, he's slowly making the improvements. So hopefully he can have some impact in this game. And we may even have Gus Edwards. We heard that he's close to returning, so he could play in this game. And if he returns, that's another back that can be dangerous. So, I think the run game, it is what it is right now. It's progressing, and obviously you're going to want to run the football. That front seven of Cleveland is good, especially with Myles Garrett leading the front. But, I feel like this game is where we have to see, we need to see some improvement with the passing game. Because the last couple weeks, the running game has been getting better, and that's an aspect that's been nice. The offensive line has actually been doing well. They've been slowly making improvements, so that is good to see. Offensive line is slowly making improvements, especially with the run blocking, which is why we're seeing the running game. It's starting to pick up the pace. It's starting to get better. So I want to see that same for the pass game. We got to get something going. And obviously, it comes down to Lamar Jackson. You got to hit these receivers, and it comes down to these receivers getting open. But most importantly, it comes down to coaching and execution in that moment. So I think this is the game where I need to see the passing game get itself together. I'm not saying we got to air it out and just throw it over their heads, because I don't think that's going to happen against Cleveland's secondary. But I'm saying we got to get back to what we were doing in previous weeks, when you were seeing Lamar take what the defense was giving them, when the receivers were making catches and getting yak. Lots of yak, just lots of yak. I want to see those yards after catch, man. I want to see them. We were getting those in the early weeks. We got to get back to that, Like, looking at that Patriots game, we were just executing, man. You watching that. In the Dolphins game, for much of the game, we were just executing. I want to get back to that. Just executing offensively in the passing game. Because the running game is starting to get itself together. And it's only going to get better with Gus Edwards coming back. I need to see that same thing for the passing game. And this is the week where we got to see it start to make some strides and improvement. It's been 3 weeks and we've been watching the pass game not perform up to the standards we need them to be. So I hope this is the week it gets better. That's my 5th key of the game. So, the recap. 1, offense and defense needs to execute in the 4th quarter and finish a game. 2, Ravens offense needs to protect the football. Don't turn it over. 3, Ravens defense needs to force turnovers. 4, Ravens defense needs to stop the run at all costs. Stop Nick Chubb. Stop Kareem Hunt. And number 5, the passing game has to get something going in this game. They have to get back to what they were earlier in the season when we saw them executing on plays. The short, intermediate, and even the deep ball. We got to get back to that. We got to start executing those plays. So everybody's got to start playing better. The play calling needs to start being more consistent, and we just got to get better in the pass game. So that's the 5 keys of the game. If Baltimore is able to pull that off, especially number 1, we'll win that football game. So with that being said, what do I think is going to happen? Well, like I said, I expect this to be another close game. I predicted the last 3 games to be close. All of them have been close. Unfortunately, it hasn't been in our favor. I predicted a 3-point victory against the Bills. We ended up losing by 3. I predicted, I thought to myself heading into the game, I was like, it's going to be a close game. I thought Baltimore could win that by 5. They won it by 2. And then the game against the Giants, I thought it was going to be a 4 or 5 point. I had like 27-24, 27-23. We lost 24-20. So I've been relatively accurate as to how much the final score is going to be by in terms of points, but it hasn't been on my side. hopefully it's on my side here with Cleveland. So, because of how Baltimore's been playing, I don't know if I can fully trust them to win by double digits. I don't think that's the case. I understand Cleveland's offense, especially in the passing game, isn't as explosive, and defensively, they've had a lot of problems. Like, they're giving up points, and they're just giving up a lot of plays. Cleveland's defense hasn't executed the way many of us thought they would. They've had moments where they've just looked inconsistent, especially secondary-wise, and, it hasn't been great for them. So hopefully Baltimore is able to get something going there. And even so, I'm still not fully sure about Baltimore, in all honesty. So I think Baltimore can win this game. I think it's going to be another close game. I say Baltimore can win it by 5 points. We'll see how it goes. What I want to say? I don't know if Baltimore's putting up 30 points here. I could say a 25-20 type football game. 25-20, 24-20, or you could do like maybe even 20-15. I don't know. This could be a low-scoring game, especially with the way these two offenses have looked. So it could be a very low-scoring game if Baltimore's able to slow down the run. Either way, I think Baltimore's winning by 5. I don't know why I got very silent. I got dead serious with that. Well, I'm just thinking to myself. But yeah, 5-point victory for Baltimore. That's my prediction. We'll advance to 4-3, and we'll just go from there. Baltimore can't afford to lose this game. I truly feel that if this team is under 500, panic mode is going to be hit. This team should be nowhere near under 500. We're a 500 football team right now. We should be nowhere near under 500. Losing this game to Cleveland could mean that serious changes will be made. That's when you may have to hit the panic button, like legit. You would have to hit the panic button, and things will get real ugly in Baltimore if they're under 500. So win the football game and build from that, and you won't have any problems. But if you lose on Sunday to this Cleveland team, you're going to be in serious trouble, Baltimore. You will be in serious trouble. Anyway, that's all I got to say. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'm out of here, man. Peace!